Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
To the October 21st, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I will go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we've got all the indices trading lower. Dow's down by 70. Now, I want to make sure we keep this in perspective out here. And I'll put up the Dow out here. Just going to put this up for a moment. So the average true range, guess. What's the average true range on the Dow over the last 10 days? Anyone got a guess out there? I'm going to give you, well, I thought I was going to give you that. I am going to give it to you. I just have to actually type it in. It is 402 points. That is the average daily move. That's the S&P cash index out here. So it's not taking into account the futures market, which that could be substantially higher from high to low out here. But the average true range over the last 10 days is 420 points, down 66. So really kind of a muted market, so to speak, if we keep everything in perspective. The S&P's up 3. Dow's basically almost, or the index is almost flat out here. The Russell's now up 9. Semi's down 9 out here. So what are the markets doing? You know, it's a great question. It really is a great question out here. One of the things that you and I can do is we can take a look at our short-term time frames out here, and it's all about understanding in this game here, it's like a game of football. You know, when we start taking charts, in my opinion, if we can start taking charts and bringing them back into we can use metaphors out there. We can link the known to the unknown. It becomes a little bit easier to be able to help understand what's going on. So to the extent that you play sports or you like to watch football out there, you know, you want to know where those markers are. Now, our markers are always moving, but very much like in a football game, you know, after each play, in this case here, each play would be a bar, then where are we in relationship to those markers? So the markers here for the ES Mini, where price is trading in between. Resistance, that's very clear. Now, resistance was established. I only have the lines out here, support and resistance lines. Support's going to be red. Resistance is going to be green. I don't have the TD9 counts out here. But those TD9 counts are what are establishing support and resistance. So price right now, we saw the ES Mini make a nice move up to resistance earlier today. It was about 10.15 or so, give or take. And that nut level was 34.5750. So you can see that price got up there. Now, 34.7, so that's your resistance level. Support, we're trading in essence right at it right now in the 34.30.75 area. So we've just got this little bit of a sideways consolidation. That's the ES Mini. That's for the 30-minute time frame. We could put this on any time frame that we wanted. Okay, you say we could put on any time frame, Steve. Well, show me. I'm from Missouri. Here's the 60-minute time frame for the ES Mini. This will go ahead and populate. You can see where its levels of support and resistance are. I like to keep it on the 30-minute time frame. From a short-term standpoint. Now, one of the things here, as this repopulates, one of the things to pay attention to, when there are changes in trend in a market, using this set of tools out here, what you'll see is every counter-trend rally will run into resistance at every counter trend rally will run into resistance. The resistance here is established by these TD9 breakdown levels. So 35, 24, 75, you can see how price rallied up to that level, failed. We can see here, when I say here, let me get my cursor out specifically. So I'm looking at about 15:30 on the trading day of October the 15th. Price got above Stevie's green, not my green line, I'm sorry, the TD9 breakdown level of 34.71. That told us about a change in trend then to the upside. And in fact, that's what really happened. In fact, price got up to the next TD9 breakdown level, 34.86, pulled back. In this case here at 34.71.25, old resistance became new support out here. So in change in trend markets, you're also going to see support levels fail. So as we speak right now, we've got a good old-fashioned consolidation, the real consolidation, about 34.12 to 34.69 out there. But you can see, and then you can see here on a shorter term basis, 34.57.50, 34.30 area. If I put up the NQ, let's take a look at what its short term signals are for you and I. You're going to see that price had gotten up to 11.742. In fact, it cleared that for, in essence, 2 bars and then failed and it pulled lower. You're not going to see a TD9 support level out here. We don't have one for the NQ. For the Dow, let's go take a look at what it is doing short-term wise. Take a look at its levels of support or resistance. Resistance up at 28.367. Price trading below the breakout support level of 28.147. Finally, let's put the RTY up here. That's the Russell 2000 equity future contract. See what kind of information it has out here. Again, price below key level of support. That was 16.90. The next level of support for the Russell 2000, the 15.95 level. So we're going to get our signals from the S&P, the NASDAQ, from each of them. Well, if we were going to take them from the NASDAQ, which just turned slightly green out here, what we really want to do is go take a look at how the top 8 instruments or so are trading inside the NDX 100. So let's go do that. Let's go take a look at those instruments and see what kind of signals we can get here. The first, come on, why isn't my chart moving over there? I guess I wasn't really hitting the right button out here. So let's take a look at Apple. We began the 1 o'clock update. Take a look at what's taken place, what's transpired so far today on the larger term, on the bigger term, bigger time frame out there. In the bigger time frame, each of the indices was testing Stevie's green line. That's the oscillator and change line. Rejecting it, meaning pulling back lower. And so that says that the market is still in the hands of the bears. Well, in the case of Apple, number one holding inside the NDX 100, you can see its Gartley sell pattern. You can also see now price for the last 3 days has been below Stevie's green line. Yesterday and today, a test and rejection of that level. 118 and change out there. It's called 118.90, give or take. If there was a close above that, well, then Apple would be in a neutral territory because you've got the top created by that Gartley cell, that dark cloud cover, but to be up above a green line saying, hey, rally mode is on. So it would be in a neutral section out there. Right now, it's in a bearish section, so to speak, as long as price remains, directionally speaking, as long as price remains below the 118.89 level is what it's printing as we speak right now. So Apple right now is giving us a message of a negative message. If we take a look at Microsoft doing the same thing, testing and rejecting Stevie's green line. Now, what Microsoft hasn't done, it hasn't gotten yet below the top of its daily profile. So its key number is 212.98. It's got a topping signal out here, very much so. But it's also kind of in nowhere's land right now, in between resistance and support. 216.06 is the key number to watch there. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we were taking a look at Apple and Microsoft. Both have topping patterns out here, but the way they're trading right now, they're in between key levels of support and resistance, so they're sort of neutral out here. I'm not sure which direction to take is my read on it. If we take a look at the Amazon does know what direction to take, and then that direction is to the downside. It is inside, it's below the center of its bearish structured profile out here, and 3130.62 is its target. That is the bottom of its daily profile there. So Amazon wants to head a bit lower. Now, in the case of Google out here, apparently being sued by the Department of Justice is not a big deal here, because what Google is doing, it is potentially taking out its Gartley sell pattern. A close today, actually, it really wouldn't be above that level. I actually got to have the wrong level out here. I've got to move it right here because that is the real resistance level as price trades above its bearish engulfing candles. It's not 1593.86. Let me give you that number out here now that I see the work, 1588.15. So 1588.15 out here. Let me put that in here. 1588.15, 1588.15. If Google closes above 1588.15, what its signal is that, well, first it would negate the Gartley sell pattern. And then second, the signal would be it's on its way up to 1709. I know that's hard to believe, but that is really that's the deal. That's the deal out here. That's the message. So watch 1588.15 when it comes to Google. So the Google represents, I believe, about 8 to 9% of the NDX 100 between the two issues that it has. Facebook represents about 4%, low 4%. And if Facebook closes above 280.18, make sure that's correct out here. Yeah, actually, that's really not correct. Because all that, it was really this gap to the downside, this falling window that established the sell pattern out here, the confirmation. I mean, you can see we've gapped up, so it almost creates this little island-type bottom pattern out here. So really what Facebook has done, based upon today's close, This is suggesting that it wants to make a run for 297.60. So, not everything is in agreement here in the top holdings inside of the NDX 100. It may be part of the reason why we're seeing this the movement that we are. Tesla is a part of that group as well. Tesla's just simply consolidating with inside. It's a wide-ranging box, by the way, a bullish structured profile out here. But its next level of support is 381.66. That is the center of that bearish structured profile out here. Let's finish these off with NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, what do we have out here? Not much, but price is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. That suggests lower price. Could even be 480.56. I wouldn't be willing to make that call. I'd have to take a look at the weekly time frame charts, see what's going on there. The last one that we'll take a look at, this will cover more than 50% of the NDX 100, is Adobe. And Adobe right now trading below its key level of support, which is 494.90. And you're at 493.94. So close below that 494.90 level would suggest continued lower price for it. Okay, so what did we learn there? Probably not a ton, right? So how is Stevie going to pull all this together so that you can say, we just didn't waste 22 minutes of your time? It's not totally 22 minutes. Here's what we're going to say. I don't know what we're going to say. We're just simply going to take a look at the daily and weekly profiles out here for the equity futures contract. So let's take a look at what they've done, what they haven't done. In the case of the ES Mini, it's trading below the bottom of its bullish structured daily profile. That's 34.56. Also acted as resistance in the rally this morning. What price continues to do is trade between it and then the top of its weekly profile. Trading above the top of its weekly profile from a weekly perspective is bullish. Or trading below the bottom of a daily profile is bearish. So now you've got opposing signals out here. Of course, if the ES Mini closes the week below 34.17, then it's back inside the weekly profile, inside the weekly range, and that would suggest a move to the 33.38 level out here. In the case of the NQ, prices below the top of the daily, just by a hair. 11.723 is that print. We're at 11.683 right now, so a heartbeat could get you back above that. But it's also below the bottom of its week or the top of its weekly profile, 11.802. I apologize, folks. I'm getting my bottoms and my tops mixed up out here. That's not like Steve-O's son, but apparently I am today. So what's the message here inside the NQ? As long as price remains below 11.723, that says lower price, 11.512, maybe 11.302. In the in the Dow equity future contract is a bearish structured profile, and price is well below the center of that profile. And that's suggesting a move down to 27.662 out here. However, in the case of the ES Mini, you'll see this in the ES Mini, and you see this in the Dow equity future contract. You don't see the same pattern inside the NQ or the Russell 2000. This is where we have markets that are not in complete agreement out here. But notice slightly higher lows the last 3 days. Higher low yesterday than the day before. Higher low so far today than yesterday in the ES Mini. The same is said about the Dow equity future contract. Inside the NASDAQ, that's not the case, as it made a lower low today. Now, when it makes a lower low, that says we should go take a look at short-term time frame charts to see if it generated any kind of Rhodes momentum indicator signal. The Russell 2000 consolidating inside its daily profile. That's between the 1605 and 1651 level out there. So hopefully that brought a little bit more to you as far as what the markets are doing. But if that didn't work, well, then we'll figure something else out. That something else out will be, Steve will go take a look at some questions out here. The first question coming in from Ruby in the Tigers Den. Now, Ruby wanted to take a look at the U.S. dollar index. So let's go do that. And the U.S. dollar index, Ruby, today's closing, as long as it's below 93, even Steven out here, then Steven says that prices in an A to B equals CD to the downside. It could form a Gartley buy pattern with the price projection at about the 92.13 area. Does it have to hit 92.13? No. It just has to be in that general range, that general area. Now, what's interesting, Ruby, about that is that if we take a look at the weekly profiles out here, we can see the bottom of the weekly profile is 92.18. So you've got a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD at 92.13 on the daily, 92.18 as a support level on the weekly. It seems to me that is where price is headed to. Now, what we should do for Ruby, just for the heck of it, for blanks and giggles out here, is take a look at a 30-minute time frame chart out here. Just see if we get any feel if there's any other short-term signal out there. But intermediate and daily, we've got that figured out based upon the patterns. Here, we can see on a 30-minute time frame, price has been pushing lower. You got to wave 7. It looks like at about 10:30. That was also forming a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern out here because it was confirmed with both a bull sash candle and then in the last half hour, a piercing candle. And price is just slightly above Stevie's red line. So what the U.S. dollar index is telling you on a short-term basis is that it's ready for a little bit of a rally. Now, if price can get above the level of 92.59 out here, a run to 92.69 would be in order. Daily and weekly want lower price. In the short term, you've got signals to say there should be a short-term counter trend rally that takes place. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Hope you're okay.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Came in from HD, and so HD, you know who you are out there. But you requested a ticker symbol HGD, H like Harry, G like gold, and D like David. and I don't come up with that symbol. So if you could send me another email, if that is a symbol, I don't know why my system isn't able to pick up on it, but to the extent maybe it was NGD. NGD, is that New Gold? NGD? I don't know if that's it, but we're going to go with NGD out here. But just because it's the only thing I can think of that might be close to that. H and N, yeah, those keys on the keyboard, they're fairly close to each other. So we're going to go with the New Gold out here. And HD, if that's not what you were looking for, if you would be kind enough to write back to me, that would be great. In the meantime, when we take a look at New Gold is traded above the top of its daily, traded above the top of its weekly, traded above the top of its monthly profile. So price is above all resistance levels out here. So now what we need to do for New Gold is try to figure out if it's generating any kind of a topping pattern signal out here. So as we go take a look at it, we'll pull up my other charts, trading out at 224 or so. We can see that price is rising, doing less relative energy. Not a problem unless we see, and price is really, it's above, yesterday closed above a TD9 count out here. So everything looks pretty bullish on the daily time frame. That is unless a bearish reversal candle were to complete, and then we were to see a close below Stevie's green line, currently priced at 213. That's the daily time frame. The weekly time frame out here shows that we are in wave number 7. That's letter G. Price can extend itself, though, so it's not like this has to be the end. And on a weekly basis, it can extend itself to next week, the week after, as long as it continues to make higher highs out here. So everything looks pretty good, but just recognize you are in wave number 7 to the upside. From a monthly standpoint, here we come with our first price target. Our first price target is $3.56. We're in bar number 6 on a monthly basis of a TD9 count. That top couldn't take place until we get to bars 8, 9, or 10. So you've got many months before that is to unfold. So it looks like what New Gold is signaling to you right now is that price wants to move up to 356. Now, what we'll get in that way would certainly be a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top should you get a bearish reversal candle. So HD, I don't know if it was NGD that you wanted, but NGD is what you got. And if that wasn't what you needed, please write back to me, and I will be happy to get to your specific instrument. Let's take a look at Netflix out here. There was a question earlier, NFLX, by email, and the question was really simply, was there anything that would have given a signal that Netflix was going to trade lower, gap down the way that it was? And so there were a couple of signals out here. First, with regard to the signal from 3 days ago, then 2 days ago, and then yesterday. If you take a look at the daily profile, so you're looking at panel number 1 on the left-hand side, and what you will see is a bullish structured profile. Really important. This is why the ES Mini is so important for us to focus on, because it too has a bullish structured profile. And so the same kind of things can unfold here. So something to think about. 3 days ago, on Friday that was, we saw it close just below the bottom of that profile, which is 531.49. You then got a confirmation of a change in trend the very next day. When you close below the bottom of a profile, especially when you are in an uptrend out here, which it was, that tells you about a impending change in trend. So you get a close below it on Monday, you get a close below it on Tuesday. So yeah, there were signals already out there from that perspective. But there's more. Or I think there's more. Let me get the charts up here for Netflix, because I also want to be able to tell you where it's headed to. And if you take a look at these charts, where it's headed to, we'd have to go to the weekly time frame, and we'd be looking between the 421 to 438 level. However, before that unfolds out here, there's another key level of support. And that's what we're going to show you on the screen. Now, with regard to when did Netflix first identify the topping signal out here? Well, it wasn't yesterday or the day before that or the day before that. It happened to be on October 14th. Price was moving higher, doing less relative energy, and turned out that was a dark cloud cover. That's your bearish reversal candle. And then we had a few days ago was price was getting not just below the bottom of its daily profile, below Stevie's green line. In any event out here, if you were to ask me where was price headed to, but then for some reason I couldn't talk, but you had my screen and you were looking at this screen on Tiger TV or Inside the Den, you can answer that question. Where is Netflix headed to? 486.53. That's its most recent breakdown level. Granted, it's a big gap to the downside, but a real change in trend won't take place until we see Netflix close below that, 486.53. I don't know if that will hold or not. If it doesn't hold, then 454 would be the number. That's where price would head to. Just take a look at those TD9 breakout levels out here. So yes, you had a topping pattern, a topping signal that took place on October the 14th out there. So Netflix gave a indication well in advance of coming out with earnings, and somehow shareholders were able to sense that out. How does that work out there? It works. I don't know how to describe to you to tell you that it works. It's very much like I mentioned to you when we were looking at the short-term time frame charts, trying to make hay out of what's going on inside the markets. I said, hey, the NQ moved slightly lower intercession. I think it was the NQ. And I said, we need to go take a look and see if this generated any kind of signal. So the easiest way for me to do that is to take a look at my whole series of intraday signals out here. So I'm going to pull over the 60-minute time frame charts. And this just shows me the ES up at the top, the NQ, followed by the Dow, followed by the Russell 2000. Here we can see actually it was the Russell 2000 that made lower price. And it was doing, this is a 60-minute time frame. It was doing so by stretching with wave number 7. You can see letter G. It's at the bottom of my screen. And generating that Rhodes momentum indicator signal. Right now, on a 60-minute base, you've got a bullish engulfing candle. Price can close above 1610. Basically, Stevie's green line at the bottom of its daily profile. That would suggest a further counter trend rally out here. The Dow equity future contract still has a 60-minute Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern that is in play out here. The NQ still has a 60-minute Rhodes momentum indicator pattern that is still in play out here. So you've got some valid bottoming signals from a short-term standpoint. So it's easy for me just to go take a look at those charts, see if there's patterns that are there that we need to pay attention to. It's going to be different for each of the time frames. As an example, let's say you were interested in the 2-hour time frame and the message coming from that, and you were making your trades based upon that. So we'd pull open the 2-hour charts. We'd be looking for any kind of bottom signals, such as this hammer candle that formed here in the NQ. So this hammer candle may be hard to read because of the cluster of charts that we have here, but right at about 6 o'clock this morning, price was pushing lower on the 2-hour time frame inside the NQ, generated a hammer, a bullish hammer candle. That's so we've got signals that are bearish. We've got short-term time frames, 30 minutes, 60-minute, 2-hour time frame charts, where they're really trying to hold this thing up. Which time frame is it that's really going to take hold out here? It's much like what we looked at for Ruby and the U.S. dollar index. And that is that the daily and weekly time frame said that price wanted to move lower. The short term said, hey, prepare for a bounce. And unless those short term time frames begin taking out key levels of support, those key levels of support being the TD9 resistance area. So, for example, on the 30-minute time frame, here are the three of them for the ES, the NQ, and the Dow. And that would be 28,367 for the YM, 11,742 on the NQ, and 34.57 on the ES. If price takes those levels out, well, then you've got more rally to the upside. And until that happens, prices want to head lower. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow down 55. S&P is almost flat out there. How about that baseball game last night? Did you guys see? I mean, that Clayton Kershaw. Because he's in L.A., I don't see many of the games. Well, this year it's been kind of hard to see a whole lot of anything out there. But can you imagine standing at the plate when he's throwing that slider of his? I mean, just the break on that ball in the last minute, it reminds me of like Earl Anthony or some of these other bowlers that are out there that throw the two-handed two-handed hook out there. But just truly, I thought it was going to be a pitcher's duel up into the second inning when what's the name of that guy hit the homer for the Dodgers. Anyways, it was a great game. Not such a great game for Tampa, but let's see if they can rebound tonight out there. In any event, let's get back to these markets. Would love to hear from you. A request or two at 877-927-6648. Oh, Duffy wants to take a look at IPI out there. So let's go take a look at that. Thank you, Duffy, for that request. Let's go first see what IPI is. Some type of photonics or something, maybe. Yeah. IPI, no. Intrepid Potash out here. So, I haven't looked at this for a long time. So let's go take a look at it now. So IPI is traded above the top of its daily profile, so that's bullish, at least short term. It's right now trying to take out the top of its weekly profile. That's 1068. That would be nice. And if it does that, it says price could run up to the 1750 area. Now, that's the bottom of its monthly profile out there. So we've got to go take a look at our other charts and see what other areas of resistance or any other patterns that we have out here. So if we take a look at the daily time frame, what we're going to see is no type of topping pattern at all out here. So, in fact, if anything, this had a TD9 count top that completed on October 14th. But remember, we have to give one more day, which was the bar following bar number 9. And price is trading above that as we speak right now. So, Duffy, based upon that and that the TD9 just led to a sideways little hiccup type move out here, and that on that day of bar number 1, pretty close to testing Stevie's green line that was changing from red to green out here. This suggests that what IPI is going to do is make a run for the 1315 area. Now, it's possible that it generates a TD9 count top before it does that. Today's bar 5, so you've got another 4 to 5 days, 3 to 5 days really, to be paying attention to it. But if you're long, I would stay long. And this says 1315 is where it is targeting itself. On the weekly time frame, we had mentioned that price was trading above the top of the profile. If it closes above that, that's suggesting that it moves its way back to its most recent swing points. And that's the August swing point that gets you to 1423 as well. So that sort of makes sense out here. And on a monthly time frame, I don't have anything really there to help us out. So, Duffy, thank you for the request for IPI. I'd like more requests out there. And it looks like this is targeting the 13-15 area. So let's see, what else do we have that we can go take a look? Let's take a look at some instruments here that are moving and grooving, either to the upside or to the downside or both. So let's take a look at Google. We already covered, and that is breaking out above resistance. Facebook we already covered. WD-40 we did not. So what's going on with WD-40? What's behind the news out here? Anything? Nope. Looks like they recorded their fourth quarter earnings. So that's WDFC. WDFC. Unlike Gus from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, who likes Windex, Stevie prefers WD-40. You know, you get the you get something that's a little tight and cranky, like my back. Just spray a little WD-40 on it. It's amazing what it will do. And what it does, let me tell you what it does. It makes you stink like holy heck out there. You know that smell, that WD-40 smell? That's the smell of oil, I believe. In any event, big, gigantic move out here today. Geez, above the daily, above the weekly, above the monthly set of profiles. We got to go figure out what is where this WD-40 is headed to. Holy cow, a lot of people buying WD-40 out here. What else do they sell? I don't know what else they sell. The only thing I know is WD-40. But big moves out here. Won't move, use WD-40. That's right. Moves too much, use duct tape. That is exactly right out there. You got to love that. Duct tape will fix everything, does it not? Although I think there's a better duct tape out there these days. Gorilla tape, right? In any event, Steve, get to the charts out here. So on the daily, I don't see it's such a wide-ranging bar. I don't know where this is headed to. Just trying to see if we can find a breakdown level for WD-40 out here. Any kind of patterns. I don't see no topping patterns on the daily, on the weekly, the monthly price just moving higher to a less relative energy. Wow. So this thing is, let's put up the quarterly out here. WD-40. Everybody is at the party. Everybody is having a good time. There are very few shareholders. I mean, when I say very few, I mean you can count them on one hand that aren't enjoying WD-40. As this is basically at a new all-time high. Prices moving higher, doing less relative energy on a quarterly basis. It isn't wave number 7, but it's a quarterly chart. And it says you couldn't get a confirmation until the next quarter. That would be the first quarter. Yeah, you wouldn't get a confirmation until the first quarter out here. But everything looks pretty hunky-dory there with regard to WD-40. That is a rocket ship out there. We have a request. Thank you for this request, SNP. Take a look at DKNG out there. DKNG is DraftKings. And so as we take a look at it, DKNG, what shareholders are telling you is it wants lower price, SNP, and that lower price is $36.53, or that is the potential price here. That is the bottom of its weekly profile. Now we're going to go look at my other charts to see if there's any other kind of signals out here. But that's the only level of support that we can find when we take a look at market profile support. So let's go back and take a look at my other charts out here. Let's get back to the daily time frame. We've seen a number of bars to the downside. So what we're looking for is to see if there's some kind of TD9 count pattern. Well, voila, the answer is there is. And this formed a TD9 count pattern on October 19th, S&P, and it did it with a hammer candle. Now, you know what they say. The expression is if you close below the low of a hammer, that's 4170. If you're long, you're wrong. So you have a valid bottoming pattern on a daily basis out here. If you're going to try to buy a hammer candle, well, basically now is the time because it's close to that low, which was 4170. You're at 4213. And what you would do, S&P, is you would close out that trade. So you'd figure out your position size. You know how to do that. And then if price closed below the bottom of that hammer candle, you'd go ahead and exit. And you'd look to repurchase to the extent you're looking to repurchase, because you're saying you're looking for an entry into that. The entry here would be 34.47. And that is its TD9 breakout level. If it doesn't hold that, then we're headed lower price. So you've got a valid bottom. You can pull the trigger if you want to, but you must close. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want to, but I would say you would close it. You would anticipate lower price with a close below the hammer candle from a few days ago, and that lower price would be 34.47 out there. That's the daily time frame. The weekly time frame gave us that price target, this generated Rhodes momentum indicator top out there. It's been confirmed. It's a bearish structured weekly profile, and you're below the center of that profile in Stevie's green line. That's where the 36.53 area comes out. So we got 36.53 to 34.47 as price targets out here. And the monthly, we just don't have enough data on the monthly. So that's what DraftKings are doing. S&P, does that help you out? I sure hope it does. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
To Mark in Fort Collins. Mark, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding a real quick segment here. How can I best help you?
Yeah, Steve, I wanted to check in on the XLE. I got in around 30, and it's not looking real strong. I'm wondering if I should just cut bait or keep fishing. What are your thoughts?
So you've got a valid TD9 count bottom. That happened in the early part of October. Price is trading below the bottom of its profile, which is 30.19. That's not really great, but still above the, it is still, let me show the charts out here. For some reason the charts aren't on. It is still above the oscillator unchanged line. So you're kind of like in the nowhere zone. You're still above a key level of support, but you're below another key level of support. You know what I mean, Mark? So yep. I would, if it were trading below the oscillator unchanged line, that would tell us that price would be headed back to that low in October. Doesn't tell us whether it would break it or not out here. But it's trading above one key level, 29.26, and below another key level of support, which is 30.19. It's kind of in this nowhere zone. Real quickly, if I take a look at the XLE for a 30-minute time frame, we'll try to get a short-term signal for you. And I fold this chart over. And I like to use equal increments out here when we're looking at short-term time frames. So 30 minutes is one of them. There's other equal increments out here. We can see that price has been pushing lower. It generated Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. So if it closes below the low of the day, the short-term time frame would be telling you that price is likely to head to that daily oscillator unchanged line. But it is trying to form some type of bottom here, and that took place on a 30-minute basis about hour and a half ago. 2 hours ago. Does that help you?
Yeah, I'm just looking for, so you think maybe that 29.26 level, if it breaches that and closes below that, it's time to get out?
Yeah, I mean, that would, the message would be it would still head lower. So, so I think that would be the correct call, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Thanks so much for calling. And folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for 2 more great hours of programming. You got David White, Tom O'Brien to take it on home, and Stevie Son will be back with you on Thursday. Have a wonderful Wednesday, folks.